listeners. I am your host, Erica Salda, the Queen of Teen. Please tune in
every single Tuesday
at 9 a.m. This is a whole hour of Santa Barbara teen athletes and all those people and all those businesses. Oh, here comes the goosebumps. You're getting goosebumps too, Laura Arcadia.
Yes, I am getting goosebumps.
Everyone's getting goosebumps. We have in the house, outside of our wonderful, famous producer, we have Dr. D, we got Michael Baker, Dominique Hackett, Laura Arcadia, Dr. Dale Figtree, and bringing up the rear, Andy Gill. Hit that wagon. Giddy up, baby. So, anyway, we've got a lot to talk about here. I'm pretty excited. I couldn't, because I don't pick. You know, we're giving away fabulous prizes every single week. And I got to say that I'm not even, like, soliciting them. You know, pretty much the word is out that we're giving away gifts. And I had a beautiful phone call from Saul, and he said, Erica, I'd like to donate glass blowing lessons. And I'm like, are you joking me? It's $250.
Oh, yeah.
And I go, couple or single? And I think he said couple, but he might have said single. So you know what we're going to do? We're going to say couple, because I'm confused. So it's going to be for a couple, right?
Okay.
I supersized it. And if there's anybody has a problem with it, just say, call the Queen of Teen, whatever. So for a couple, okay, now it's not $250, it's $500.
Right.
Okay, so we're going to give away $500 of private glass blowing lessons. And Laura, how do you get that? What do you got to do to get it?
You just have to send an email to queenofteenSB@gmail.com.
Say it again.
queenofteenSB@gmail.com.
Fantastic. Woo! That's so easy. Who gives away that kind of money?
Well, I'm willing to give away a free glass blowing at $10.
No, you got it.
That'll be my glass blowing class.
You've done it. You've done it, though. You've done the glass blowing. Talk to me.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly.
Oh, yeah.
Fun.
It is.
Yeah, I mean,
you
really,
do not
summer's
inhale.
Here,
you
June 14.
exhale.
Serious.
Yeah.
Good, right?
It's fun. It really is. The things that you can create. As a matter of fact, on the table right now is a wash basin that I have to go over and meet with Saul and create. And what I'll do is when we do create it, I will take some pictures, send them to you. You can put them up on the website and everything. But it's not only fun because you have the opportunity to create something that you have never created before.
Right.
Okay.
And
because
it's not scary. It's easy.
No,
he walks you right
Saul's
through
right
it.
there, and he's right there.
It's
He
really
keeps
good.
you safe. Because the stuff is hot, but he keeps you safe,
Right.
and he teaches you. I mean, he's a great teacher. He really is.
Well,
he is
you know,
a lot of
people don't. If you've just tuned in right now, we're going to be giving away the glass blowing lessons, and they do parties. And I tell you, I wish I would have known about it sooner, but I did a 16 birthday party for my 16-year-old.
Yeah, I remember.
Son. And I tell you, to this day, okay, first of all, he made a shot glass, which he couldn't use. I took it and I held it and I wrapped it up. And then on his 21st birthday, I gave it to him.
There you go.
Now, that's how that went down. But to this day, he will say that was his best birthday party he ever did. So they do parties. They have the individual classes. And I can't say enough what he does in this community. I mean, every single year since my oldest son, Jojo, who's 24 right now, since he's graduated from St. Raphael's at 8th grade, he has donated the class. Joni Galvin has really appreciated. He takes the whole class, okay, the whole St. Raphael's class, and he does glass blowing lessons for St. Raphael's 8th grade. And to this day, it's the #1 field trip that school has. So Michael Baker's looking at me, goes, what about the Boys Club kids? Michael, talk to me.
Well,
I've got juice there. They love me. We just did commercials for them.
You did a great job. Thank you.
I'm serious.
I just find it incredible. Every time I come here, you know, I actually met my wife in a glass blowing class. No, we didn't meet.
No!
but yeah, I had you.
You had me.
I had you.
I had that.
I do. You know, I do what I can.
Nice.
You had me a glass.
Yeah,
had me
that glass.
All right, so talk to me. I'm the Boys Club. You got a lot going on.
Good stuff. Yeah.
How many meals? I swear every time I'm thinking about it, I'm like, I have to rub myself. How many meals?
Between our West Santa Barbara Club and Goleta,
Right.
I can tell you now for sure that it's over 400 meals a day.
Wow.
And the Goleta Club, now looking back, it would have been 2 weeks ago now, had 230 dinners served on a Tuesday night.
Wow.
And it's just incredible. Again, all the credit. Who deserves it? Nancy Weiss. We love Nancy Weiss.
Yeah,
we love her.
Yeah. Can I make a proposal? I think on our Teen Sports Radio site, we should have a separate page dedicated to her, just letting everyone know in the community how much she does. Because not only did she get this whole program going, like in the background, you don't even realize that somebody is doing something on behalf of all of our kids, but she's frequently in the truck. Serving the food.
She's great.
That's it. No, she's amazing. Sure.
Love her.
I'm open for it. And you, what else we got to go? It's 14th of June. What do we got to do?
Okay, so the next big thing that we have coming up will be we're in the peak of summer, obviously, and looking for opportunities for your kids for a place to go. You can obviously come to the contact or go through our website, unitedbg.org, and I know the Santa Barbara Club as well has summer camp as well. I'm sure we'll hear more about that down the road, but great opportunities for the kids, safe places to go. Think about the Boys and Girls Clubs.
Nice. Thank you. Michael Baker.
Thank you.
You're killing it. You want to just share how much money you made in the rally, for our kids?
Okay.
You're glowing.
Can I get a drum roll?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so last year we netted, and I always give net. Kind of like when you get your paycheck.
Oh, yeah, net.
I can't pay bills with gross.
That's right. Yeah. It's net.
I could pay with net.
We like net.
So last year we netted $208,000, which is unbelievable.
Yeah, nice.
This year, $289,000 net.
Oh, nice. Very good job, Michael.
Yeah, so
that's really nice.
Great donors, great, tons of drivers, just wonderful folks. Our first live auction item, which most people say do it at the end, which is I call Sponsor Youth, but it's Bids for Kids. A lot of organizations put that at the end. I said, no, that's got to be the first thing. We showed a video and rolled it. $160,000.
Wow.
People pledged just to support the kids.
Yeah, that's
before we
awesome.
sold an auction item.
Yeah, no, I like that.
It's awesome.
That's
good stuff.
That's how they do it in Catholic school, Michael.
Yeah, you have a little guilt.
Come on, we've been doing that for years.
A little guilt.
Trying to invent something.
Good old guilt.
The nuns had you beat on that there, Michael.
That's right.
Unbelievable.
That's right.
All right, we've got to your left. We have Dr. Dale Figtree. Woo!
Glad to be here and have something to share later on.
No, I love it. You always get you close out the show every show. I'm really excited. Do you have any conferences June 14th? Anything going on?
No, we have one 2 weeks earlier, but nothing this summer yet. But when we do, I'll let you know.
All right, cool. Dr. Dale. Woo! All right, we have Master Gardener in the house. Woo! Dominique Hackett.
Good morning, Erica.
All right, what does the stars say, Dee?
Interesting enough, Neptune is now going retrograde.
Oh.
So
I don't know if that's a good thing.
Neptune has to do with our unconscious beliefs. So if you are interested at all in kind of astrology and stuff like that, between now and November, it's a good time to start finding out that unconscious story that's going on in your head. It might start to reveal itself. Ooh. So yeah, note your dreams and see what the heck you've been telling yourself and change the story if you don't like it.
Oh, I like that.
I am nuts.
Laura Arcadia, what's happening?
So yeah, I was thinking about my dreams. That's why I'm thinking I'm nuts. But on the bright side, I got to choose the winner for our gift card.
Yes, you did. On the way, you said you wouldn't tell me because we have to make this completely not about Erica because I know too many people and I get winked at. Come on, I can't go there.
I am oblivious. So
totally legit.
It has to be. It's got to be. So I get now. She doesn't want to let go of the job. Now she's got the job. So I gave her all the emails. You picked who won.
Yeah. So I picked Joanna Stoltz.
Joanne Stoltz? You're kidding? Yeah, Joanne, I know her. That's cool. Oh, okay. Yeah. She's a realtor. Big thing to United Boys and Girls Club. Always donates. Nice.
I just chose her because her email was really sweet and really short. And
nice.
Some emails were so long. I was like, give me a break.
That's suck 'em up emails. But what does her say?
She was just like, love listening to your show. You make me smile. And that was so sweet.
See, I like that. People listen to the show. Go and figure. All right. Last but not least, hey, let's go. We got to give a mic, huh? Andy Gill.
Laura's a high school graduate.
I know.
Yeah. So,
CC Bounce, you can wave to you. You guys can have your people can talk to her people. You can have coffee.
I'm pumped. So, these last couple weeks have been awesome. We just graduated 300 students at San Marcos. All the local high schools are getting extremely excited to kind of move on, prepare for the next year. But I'm more excited, and I have a really cool guest here today that I'll introduce in a little bit. But City College is free. And a lot of my students are headed there next year, and me as well. I mean, you guys know I'm making a little transitional professional move, but I'm super pumped, and it's really cool what they're doing for the community and for our local students. So I'm really excited to talk about that, but I'm officially on summer vacation. So this is awesome. The 9-month school, the educator life is awesome. So everything's going really well.
Yeah, I would totally do it if I didn't want to kill the people. I would be my patience is really low. So I would never be able to be a teacher.
Yeah, you probably shouldn't do that.
No. Unless it's university, there you can be mean.
Cool.
All right, take break time. Let's take a break. All right, let's
do it.
introduce your guests after break. This is Erica Salda. We'll be back with more after these messages. We are back, and this is the Santa Barbara Teen Sports Radio Show. I am your host, Erica Salda, the Queen of Teen. Please tune in every single Tuesday, 9 a.m. All right, Andy Gill, talk to me.
I got Mr. Jeff Green here. Looks a lot like Dr. D, though.
We've established that. Thank you.
But he's taller.
Do you have a son you haven't told us about?
If I have any children, I have no clue as to where they would be.
Nice.
Good to know. Well, I am very, very excited. And speaking of doing it for the teens and doing it for the kids, Santa Barbara City College has just launched the SBCC Promise, and what it is, I don't want to do it any disservice. I'm going to let Jeff explain, but in one line, college education at the community college level is about to be free for 2 years. So, Mr. Jeff Green, thanks for coming.
Absolutely. Thanks for the invitation.
Yeah. So tell me a little bit about the plan and how did it come about and exactly what is it?
Yeah, so you described it perfectly, and thank you, by the way, for what you put together last night for us. It was one of the first gatherings with students and families at San Marcos. So this is really an old idea. It's called the SBCC Promise, but it's about a 10-year-old idea. It's been done around the country in other places, but never quite to this extent. So right now what you've got is a big movement, really, a lot of energy around this idea of returning to an accessible public higher education. And there's a lot of different versions of what that means, and of course, that's the hard part.
Yeah.
But our version, the important one for us in this community, is that we are going to be raising, and have begun to raise, actually, all the private funds necessary to offer every graduate within the community college district 2 years fully supported at Santa Barbara City College.
So this is a local station, Santa Barbara, but it's heard globally. In Santa Barbara alone, what schools does that cover?
It covers the entirety of the Santa Barbara and Carpinteria Unified School Districts.
Awesome.
As well as all private schools, including homeschools. I mean, really anybody who completes their secondary education in the district.
Fantastic.
And that's the idea. This is the open access program for everybody. And the idea here is that you try to offer a college education to anybody and everybody among our young people who can make use of what the community college can offer. So that can be on, the folks who want to transfer to UCSB or Harvard or you name it, as well as the continuing ed, the career technical ed, vocational work.
Yeah, because I was asked actually earlier today, can I do cosmetology under the Promise?
Yes,
That's awesome.
You can.
That's incredible.
Does that count for international students who graduated here?
If they graduated here, yes.
Laura, you're in luck.
So if
I'll be straight up. There's just a miscommunique because I've talked to college coaches, that have businesses in, advising. I'm not saying that they're, their strength is in the foreign exchange thing. But so what you're saying, she doesn't have to live here for 8 months before. I mean, there's no other requirement outside of her showing you that she graduated from Dos Pueblos High School, even though she speaks 5 languages fluently and she won all the academic accolades.
Which is why she's on the radio, by the way.
Exactly, that's right. And because, I wanted to go international. No, so there's nothing else. Show me a diploma and you're in.
That's correct. That is correct. The short answer is yes.
Right.
The reason behind this...
You can get a car now, Laura. Mommy, I need a car!
So what you're saying is that if I enroll at one of the local high schools... in 4 years, I can go to City College free.
If you want to play it that way and you're that committed, you can do that. The idea is actually a really simple one, and it's that we don't want finances to be a barrier for any young person pursuing an education. That's really what it comes from, and that's what's been done all over the country. The difference is we're doing it on a scale that it's never been tried before, so this is actually the most ambitious version in the country. Most of them are a 1-year tuition program, and that goes back to Kalamazoo, Michigan 10 years ago. They tried that, and there's now, I think, 30, as of last December, there were 36. there's this huge wave right now. In the last few months, there have been another few dozen announced. But there's some requirements. So what we basically require is that students not only complete within the district, but that they have to be enrolled as full-time students. And all of this is to correlate with what the research tells us works for college success. So full-time students do really remarkably better. That gap between when you complete and when you enroll, you have to do it within 12 months. And again, that's because the research says that momentum is critical. So stay enrolled, keep on through your schooling. And then you do have to have an educational plan. So some idea of where you want to go and then take advantage of the academic advising.
One question that comes up a lot. Is this only for this year's graduates, or how long is it going to go on for?
It's a promise, and a promise is a promise, and we're starting now. But the idea is it goes on infinitum. It goes for every future class from now on. We have to start somewhere, so we're starting with the current class.
And SBCC.
So I apologize to everyone who graduated in 2014, 2015. That's not my intention to leave anyone out, but we're starting now, but it's going to go forward.
And City College is so well known for that. They're pioneers in a lot of areas of education, and that's why they're number one in the nation for a reason. That's awesome.
Yeah, no, I Jeff, thank you, first of all. I mean, this is an incredible opportunity for not only the kids that we serve, but just so many children and high school graduates. Who would be the person, who's the brainchild of this? Who made this really happen? Who pushed this?
Well, it came because I'm the new guy there. So I've been there just over a year as the CEO of the foundation. And all of the conferences, all the discussions around the state right now, there's always somebody talking about this. There's a panel, there's an analysis, there's a speaker, there's a plenary, what name. And when I heard the numbers and saw what they were trying to do and know what we have to work with in this community, this is an incredibly generous community. And we have that advantage is that we can take some of these great ideas and use the research already done. So we don't have to invent anything from scratch and then kind of do the best version of it, the greatest hits, really. And we learned from all of our peers around the country and the state who've done this before. They were really generous with sharing with us what they've learned. So I just brought it to the college leadership and said, we could do this if you support it. And we talked through what it would accomplish for this community. And it's not, it's obviously an investment in our young people and the students of the community, but ultimately it's an investment in the economy of the region because these are largely students who stay here, they're employed here. It's an investment in earnings and stability for families in the future. It's really a great broad-based solution to a challenge. And this is an era when we're talking about student debt as a national economic problem. Yep. And that wasn't true when I was in school or when most of us were. So it really was that we saw this great idea happening elsewhere. I brought it back here to talk to our leadership, and everyone quickly said, "Yeah, that's the answer to a lot of the things we've been struggling with." And you're right; it's an incredibly innovative school. There's a lot of things that have been tried, but this sort of brings a lot of the things that have been learned together into a much bigger structural shift for our community and our college.
So you've been doing this. How long have you been in the position that you're in right now? Because I know it hasn't been real long.
A year ago February, so just over a year.
Let me just get this straight. So in a year, you got free tuition. Have you thought about running for office?
Yeah.
Have you thought about that?
I think that's a fairly crowded field at the moment.
Well,
not as crowded as it was.
There may be room for you.
Yeah. No, really.
Awesome.
And that's the thing. You're talking about. It's a time where this is everywhere because of the presidential campaigns and everything. But this is a way to do it, and to do it with private investment. So we're doing this with philanthropy. There's no tax. There's no bond. There's no. This is people that want to support it, and we're raising the money right now. We've got about $1.4 million committed. We need $5 million for the first 3 full years. So we already got enough for the first year. Most of the second. We'll then move on to a phase where we're going to endow this, but that we've got about 3.5 years before we have to do that. So
my favorite part: no student loans.
Exactly.
Hanging over you for the next 100 years.
Exactly.
That's fantastic.
And it takes on not only tuition, but to be clear, this is all mandatory fees and all books. And books for community college students are the most expensive part.
$500 biology book.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So my hope is this is a model that we don't. Everyone will pat us on the back if this works as well as we hope. That's great. But I hope this also spurs other regions to consider something like this.
It's so important with the Boys and Girls Club. They've focused on feeding the kids, right? Yep. So physically having food. But if we don't feed our growing children and our teens a proper education, we're really putting a disservice to ourselves, because this is the society that is going to be supporting us as we older folk are are aging. So the greatest gift we can give our older teens is this secondary education. This is so huge. Thank you so much for everything you're doing.
Quick question, not to be the hater in the group, okay, but I could see, do you see, like, all of a sudden, you know, you graduate, and then all of a sudden you can't get any classes, everything is packed, because everybody, talk about running for the border, you know, no pun. I mean, a lot of people would take advantage of this. And I know you have to have a degree from Santa Barbara County.
South County, within the district, actually.
Within the
just South
district.
County. It's Gaviota to Carpinteria south of the San Ynez Mountains.
Okay, so you're giving opportunities to the 60% of the impoverishment and low kids, chance for free education, which is all great. I love the whole promise, everything. So do you have expansion plans on the table? Because I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I mean, it just seems to me like, are we going to take all the adult ed centers and make those like an extension of CC? Because could this blow up? Could you not fulfill the promise? I'm just saying.
Yeah,
look,
no, it's
everyone's
a great
looking at me. I'm like, I've got to be that person.
I spent the last 6 months asking people to be as critical as they possibly could about this. So that is, there's nothing about that question that I haven't asked people to actually ask us. So the district boundary is important. So it's got to be everyone completing within the district. The college, one of the first questions we got is, are you ready for this? You know,
Right.
can you actually make good on this? Have the classes available? So the college leadership from day one, the executive vice president, the president of the school, the deans all said, yes, we can make that happen. Partly because we're in the 7th year of declining enrollment, actually, at SBCC, which not everyone realizes. So there is actually more room than there was last year, the year before that, but also because we have control over how we schedule those core classes. The academic counselors are part of it, and everybody's working hard to make sure that it works. So we're going to learn a lot along the way. If folks have questions, I can throw out some.
Yeah. So
some
the next best thing, we're about to go on a commercial, but how do we get a hold of you?
3 ways. SBCCpromise.org, just like it sounds. SBCCpromise.org. We put up a website with all the relevant information. We got a hotline even.
Nice.
So if you want to call, it's 730-4416. That's 730-4416. And then we also have an email, and it's just promise@sbccfoundation.org.
Nice. We'd love to have you come back like in a month. Because I'd like to have this just
Absolutely.
on a rotation, right, Andy?
Absolutely.
All right, cool.
I'll get them
Next month,
back.
Just keep going out.
We're going to learn a lot as it goes. I mean, we have data, we have projections, we have all these guesses, but until we're through that first year, we're not going to know. So that's what we're going to learn, and we're going to be happy to come back.
Put your hands together. Woo! Love Santa Barbara!
Yeah.
That's it. Santa Barbara is a very high vibration. Okay, a lot of love, a lot of giving here.
Good stuff.
Right? And if you retire, it's the best place to retire in the country.
why I
Somebody
came
just
back.
told me that.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was a leisure magazine or what. I don't know. But let's leisure on out. Dr. D's, go time. It's Erica Salda, the Queen of Teen. We'll be back with more after these messages. We are back, and this is the Santa Barbara Teen Sports Radio Show. I am your host, Erica Salda, the Queen of Teen. Please tune in
Every single Tuesday
at 9 a.m. in the house. We are blessed. Orem is in the house. Orem Miller. Woo! Put your hands together. Orem, you got all kinds of letters next to your name, you know, and I don't know why. It's not like I'm not a great speaker. I can get in front of any mic or talk anytime, but, you know, it's important for me as a house mom. I'm going to give this over to Laura. Laura, you're going to start kicking out a couple of paragraphs because you were like looking like you were engaged in the program. So here, read this.
Okay. Ura Miller, BBEC, EMRS, is a certified building biology environmental consultant and electromagnetic radiation specialist based in Los Angeles. He received his certifications from the International Institute for Building Biology and Ecology in Santa Fe, New Mexico. Whoa,
Wow.
those first big words.
Lucky I'm not asking you to say it in another language. Okay, go.
Orem provides on-site healthy home and office EMF evaluations for clients throughout Southern California who have electromagnetic sensitivities, as well as those...
Sensitivities.
That's what I meant. As well as those who want a healthier home or office. This includes real estate transactions where he is part of the inspection team for clients interested in knowing EMF levels prior to purchase.
All right, you know what I'm going to do? when people always say, Erica, you're illuminating, okay? It's not because, like, I'm around all this technical stuff, is it? No, like phones and microwaves.
I want to talk about that technical stuff. And this is a bit of a downer for the next 10 minutes. But
no, we're going to make it up.
Let's see. Erica, I want you to read that headline from Le Monde in France from February 2015.
France law bans Wi-Fi in daycares, restricts wireless infrastructure. Okay.
Yeah, well, think about that. Now read this. Read all of that right there from Microwave News, and that was yesterday.
Cell phone radiation boosts cancer rates in animals. 25 million NTP study finds brain tumors. Wow, this is getting better. I don't want to read anymore.
Well, I'll finish that for you. It says U.S. government expected to advise public of health risk. So, when I was asked to come here to talk to teenagers, and athletes, I thought, well, what would I say? Because I go to people's homes every day in Southern California here and work with people from around the country who are not only sensitive to these fields and have headaches and numbness and tingling, ringing in the ears. They can't go to Starbucks because they can't be around the Wi-Fi. They can't sleep at night. They have brain fog. They have memory loss. They can't learn. These are people who are actually affected by these things. And there's a girl who committed suicide because the school board would not turn off the Wi-Fi in the classroom where she went. Okay, so there are people who are affected by this who don't know it because in America, no one knows about this. But outside of this country, where they pay for the healthcare of their people, they're taking action like in France. France voted to ban Wi-Fi in their daycare centers. So this is something that people need to know about if they care about their health, which most people do. So think of it back in the 1950s. If you were 17 years old and you're smoking cigarettes, and I come from the future, from 2016, and I say, there's going to be a day when cigarettes are not sold. You can't smoke in public places. You can't smoke in school, and most people don't smoke. And you're going to say, "Whoa, I can't even imagine that kind of a world." Okay, and then so what are you going to do in that case?
Yeah, I'd like to just add that recently I found out that iPhones, you can look up something called legal. I mean, you have to go through utilities and a few things. Every single iPhone says, do not keep this within 5 inches of your body. How many people know that? I see people carry them in their pockets all the time. And you know why they put this in? Because they don't want to be responsible in 10 or 15 or 20 years from now for millions of dollars of lawsuits. So, I mean, even with iPhones, which how many people have them? So, what you're saying is so important.
So I know we have a very limited amount of time. And honestly, I work with people. I don't advertise. I haven't advertised in 5 years. I don't need to because people find me through my website, which is www.createhealthyhomes.com, and also word of mouth through my clients and healthcare practitioners in the Los Angeles area. So I'm giving a living room lecture tonight. A client of mine here in Santa Barbara invited me to come over, and then that's how I got asked to come here. But I work with people who are sensitive to these things. They're 60% of my clients. The other 30% are people, 40%, who are not sensitive but are concerned about their health and want to just do what they can to help protect themselves. So there are hardwired ways that you can use these devices, particularly in the home with Wi-Fi, cordless telephones, go back to corded. So my website has all this information. But you had a question?
Yeah, I actually had an experience. I helped build a casino in Las Vegas, the Cosmopolitan. And at one point, it's all frame and steel and everything, not that much going on. And then the electrical starts going in, and they start putting in all the lights. I mean, Vegas, it's lots of lights. I was walking around the construction site, and I kept feeling like my phone was vibrating. And I kept thinking, wow, I'm getting a call. No, my body was vibrating from the amount of electricity that was running through the building. And I had no idea that I was sensitive to it until one of the workers says, oh, you're one of them.
I work with
I always knew you were one of them, Dee.
So I work with people who are sensitive like that. And actually, within the EMF safety community, everyone knows about smart meters, dirty electricity, Stetzer meters, Wi-Fi, and that sort of thing. But they don't know about electric fields and magnetic fields. That's what the building biology profession knows about. So I'm on the faculty as an assistant instructor, and we talk about these things with our students because people, like the lady who's hosting this living room lecture this evening, when I came to her place 3 weeks ago, she thought it was the smart meter and other things that were causing her problems. It's because she had high electric fields because she lives in a 1926 house with knob and tube wiring. And nobody knows about electric fields, and very few people think about magnetic fields.
Yeah, building biology. What an interesting. So when did this science start developing?
That's an interesting story. It started after World War II in Germany by Germans who were suffering from the ill effects of living in homes that were built in the rapid rebuilding of the housing stock that was destroyed in the war. And these people were having chemical outgassing, electromagnetic fields, mold. So out of that came this profession, which was a compilation of people who are sensitive to these things, healthcare practitioners, real estate people, builders, physicians, and they developed this knowledge, and then one of the architects brought it to the United States and founded the International Institute for Building Biology and Ecology here in the U.S., which certified me. So now we have a U.S. contingent with several hundred practitioners, and we have courses every year that teach people how to evaluate a home for sources of toxicity and mitigate that.
I'm just wondering, are there any simple things that you can share with us that we can do to protect ourselves that aren't unfortunate?
Yes. So for wireless, just understand that it's not innocuous. We're the only country that does not know this. Europeans say, how do you people not know about all of these things? Well, I'm not even going to go into it on the air, but afterwards we can talk about it because there's a concerted effort, just like there was with tobacco 50 years ago. So, all right, that's not a big leap of understanding. So, in general, just understand that there is a risk, and there is the number of tumors has quadrupled in the last few years in teenagers and children. There are neurosurgeons on the East Coast who are doing operations on tumors that they've never seen before in the numbers that they are now. So that's happening. And then so just take precautions to increase distance, reduce risk, go to hardwired options, and protect yourself that way.
Hey, you know what we're going to do? I want you to come back, but we're out of time.
Yeah.
And you just killed my show. I just want you to say.
I told you.
Oh, man, after that last promise, baby. Now everyone's feeling their back, and I have this lump on my leg.
I walked in this room.
My phone.
I know your phone. You took it out of your front pocket.
I walked in this room and I
sweaty.
I felt the energy, and I knew what I had to talk about.
It's changing. Oh, maybe these goosebumps is some kind of hardwired magnetic field.
But it's not my fault.
No, it is.
It's not my fault.
I'm just kidding.
We just don't know the truth in this country.
I want you and come back with Terry. Okay? Maybe in a month or next time you're back in town?
Yeah.
All right, great. Thanks.
Okay.
Hey, put your hands together. Thank you very much. Hey, D, let's take a quick break. This is Erica Salda, the Queen of Teen. We'll be back with more after I get a drink and restroom break after these messages. We are back, and this is the Santa Barbara Teen Sports Radio Show. I am your host, Erica Salda, the Queen of Teen. Please tune in
every single Tuesday
at 9 a.m. All right. Well, Dominique?
Where can you find us?
Facebook. Why are you asking me? I should know. Okay. First of all, you need to know this. We are giving away a couple's glass blowing. And if you send me an email at queenofteensb@gmail.com, you're going to have a chance to win. And Laura Arcadia is going to pick the winner. And she picked the last couple weeks' winners. And Dominique picked the winner before that. So you've not done glass blowing. I can't even use you. Where else can you find us then?
You can find us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and teensportsradio.com.
Nice. Very
and
nice.
And by the way, we can be heard Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday.
That's right.
Sunday at 2 p.m.
Yes.
Monday at 3 a.m.
Yes.
And Tuesday at 9 a.m. and 11 p.m.
So that's what's really nice when we have these commercials that we give away, and we're going to be giving one to my next guest here, Big Joe Gordon. Say your last name.
Gornall.
Gornall. Okay, because I've got that New York accent. I don't want to kill it. All right, but you're from back east too.
I am originally from New York, so we're cousins maybe.
Yeah, from a distant mother. Okay, there you go. Massage Green owner. Put your hands together. This is great because we have somebody in common. Okay, Sabrina, my masseuse. Okay, Sabrina, such a blessing. Sabrina, I love you. Anybody who doesn't get their body work, well, we need to talk. Okay. Anyway, so I was really happy, with the progress because I've been working through some issues, and we're getting to a point where she says, you really need to try this infrared sauna, and I never heard of infrared. So of course, my better half behind me, of course, she knows all about it. So we didn't know. I didn't didn't even know, and I couldn't remember the name of where she said to go look. I looked it up. Boom. Great. You were number one. Okay. Right where you were supposed to be. Okay. So we went in. Meet Brenna here to your right. Hey, Brenna.
Hi.
Hey there, sunshine. Dr. Dale Fig Tree is going to give you her mic. Now, that's impressive. Okay. Whoa, there you go. All right. So meet Brenna, sunshine. And we go in there, and she was really nice. And, of course, I tried to squeeze her for a deal, and I did. And it was great. But, then I just did the one time, and I loved it so much. Like, in there, ready to sign up for the month. You know what I mean? Because it really, after 2 days, the bronchitis was gone. Okay. And I went in not a hater, but I'm like, it's gonna fix my bronchitis. Woo. I never even thought. So by the second day, really the bronchitis was gone. So talk to me about this technology, and you have your own story I want to hear about. And this one right over here, I don't know if she has a review yet, but she needs a raise. I'm just saying. What? She can get a raise.
She can't. She
with
already
this nice
got
fancy
one.
shirt on, you can afford to give her a raise.
The minute she
nice
moved,
watch.
The minute
you
she
got a lot
moved
of nice stuff on.
from the Inland Empire and Riverside to Santa Barbara was her first raise. Her second raise was just the ability to work with me in general.
Oh, nice.
So,
I like that.
So let me tell you a little bit about this. It was the brainchild of our CEO. We're a national franchise with over 100 stores nationwide in about 16 states. Called me up one day and he says, Joe, I've got this idea and I've been approached, and we have infrared saunas. There's a company in Overland Park, Kansas called Sunlighten. They're not new kids on the block. They've been around for 15 years. It was born of an idea that somebody was very, very sick, and they started doing sauna treatments. And so we, about a year and a half ago, put these saunas into our facilities. And I have 2 here in Santa Barbara. I'm the area developer in Orange County, so I'll be building 20 stores down there, and I just put 2 more down there. But the story is he asked me, he said, I used to work for him corporately. So he said, can you please go to a place that I know where there's one within a few miles of you and start going? And I did. But I did some due diligence. And this kind of dovetails into the due diligence that I did. I'm starting to learn that, infants, when they're born, just from the umbilical cord, have over 200 toxins that they're born with, whether it's airborne or ingested by the mother and so forth. And there's detox, and there's a cardio setting, and there's a weight loss setting. So I was looking, okay, I've got some problems. I have high blood pressure, but it's from taking medication that I do for allergies and so forth. I read a little tiny bit about allergies, and I thought, well, if I can get in there and lose some weight, and if I can start to ease the joint pain that I have, because I'm an athlete that played for a long time in sports and rugby in particular for 6 years. I had to move from back east, actually, because my joint pain was so bad in cold weather. So I had these allergies, and I woke up one day, and my partner in the business, my partner in life, I said, I was taking anywhere from 4 to 6 of them on a good day, and from 6 to 8 on a bad day. And, the kidneys, the liver, is, doctors have told me, and I've been through everything, and I've had all the prescriptions known to mankind. The only thing that would help me was Sudafed or Benadryl. So one day I woke up and I said, I don't know why, but I only took 1 pill yesterday. And I said, here's what I'm going to do is I'm going to get up tomorrow, and I was going into the sauna regularly. I'm going to get up tomorrow, and I'm not going to take any pill. Well, that last pill that I took was a year and a half ago. Otherwise, I'd been taking Sudafed and Benadryl for over 40 years.
Holy cow.
So this was a blessing beyond belief, because what it did is your body starts to get immunity to the drug, to the prescription or whatever I was taking when they were prescription, Allegra and Claritin and so forth. And one day I'd be dying, I'd have to take a nap. The next day I'd go get a Starbucks coffee after taking it, and it'd give me the jitters. And so my life was nothing more than miserable. And today I can tell you that because of all of these things that I'm doing now, that is recognizing, maybe it's just the rockhead guy in me that feels I'm infallible, the athlete in me, that I'm now, Grandma and Grandpa are passing down the health and wellness to our children, who are passing it down to our grandchildren, which we have 11 of them. And I've got now a daughter who calls me every week, and she goes, "Hey, Dad, what new do you have for me this week?" So from, essential oils that Brenna introduced me to all of these great things that we're starting to learn, that's new technology that's out there to accompany the health and wellness lifestyle that we'd all love to live. And what I've learned is that you're cheating yourself if you don't live to be 100. Truly, you are. The benchmark is a great thing, but what I have learned is it's the quality of life in between. Whether you're 80 now and you have 20 years to reach that benchmark, or you're 20 at this point and you have 80 years, it's what you're doing today that's setting you up for the future to be able to live that quality life. And that's what we're after at Massage Green Spa. And I think it's a revolutionary thing that nobody else is doing. We're on the cusp of something very great here. And the stories that I hear, and the story that you told me, Erica, about what happened to you is not unlike stories that I hear every day from my managers, from my own experience, from us being coastal here with lots of fish and sushi lovers, of mercury poisoning that people are starting to get. That, this mercury is bad stuff. It's one of the most 5 toxic substances on the planet Earth, debilitating in so many ways, as the doctor just testified to with the last conversation we had. And these are the things that you're able to rid your body of, is this type of stuff and toxins of all sorts.
So I have a question. Actually, is the light actually red? Because I remember when I was little and I would get sick, my mom would have this little lamp that was red, and she would literally put it like in my face, and I would have these dark sunglasses, and they were like, it was super hot. I would really start to sweat. Is that sort of the idea?
There is a thing called red light therapy, which can be put into saunas, and what the difference between a dry sauna and a steam sauna is that the infrared is actually a wave, and it actually heats up your body to your core temperature, raises from 98.6, maybe as much as 3 to 4 degrees. So it's not quite the same, but it's probably what she had was the version back where babies, when they're taken from the mother, when they're born, infrared therapy lights are used in the bassinets when they're not with the mother, to keep the baby at a temperature, because they've just come out of the 98.6 womb.
So Joe, some of you made a couple offers here at the break. So if somebody wanted to try it, because they're like, I want to try it, but I'm a penny pinching, capitalistic kind of person, because everything's free here. So if somebody wanted to try it and just they just happen to say, I heard you, Joe, Brenna, I heard Joe on the radio, Teen Sports Radio, and maybe for the month of June. Okay, so if they said something and they just wanted to try it, can we do that?
Yeah, what we're going to do
we're going to do something. Yes, let's do something, Joe.
Here's what we're going to do. Right. Obviously, we haven't discussed this, but I'm going to do better than the month of June. We're going to do through the summer. So we're going to go in June, July, and August.
Whoa!
That if you come in to Massage Green Spa on the Mesa at 2026 Cliff Drive, any of the front desk sales associates or Brenna, tell them that you're here from the radio station.
Teen Sports Radio. Say the Queen sent you. I'm just saying.
You can get your first sauna treatment for free.
Woo! Put your hands together. We like that. All right, Joe, thank you. Joe, Brenna, we got to go. We got a real big shorty sign. This is Erica Salda. Stay tuned for more after these messages. We are back, and this is Santa Barbara Teen Sports Radio Show. I am your host, Erica Salda, the Queen of Teen. Please tune in
every single Tuesday.
I feel the sweat and the weight just falling off of me. Yes. Push away that butt cake, okay? No, open it up. I know, yeah, you got it. Look at that, because that's the biggest. That's not even a buntini, and that's not even a little butt. This is a cake. Open it up. Let me even see what it looks like.
Serious cake.
Oh, that is a big, beautiful butt cake.
Yes,
How about, what a show today, huh? Right. All right, we only have a couple more minutes. Michael Baker, who do you bring?
I brought Diana Oplinger.
Woo, Diana! Yeah. I know Diana. I met her at a Boys Club event.
New CEO for Santa Barbara Boys and Girls Club, our counterpart in the east side of Santa Barbara. So nice. I wanted to give an opportunity to talk about what's going on there. They're doing some great stuff.
What are you doing, Diana?
Well, it's summer, of course, and so mayhem rules at Boys. No, not at all. Let's call it organized chaos. No, it's great. We're really excited. We've got a full summer program. Not only our usual weekly themes that I think probably Michael's got at his clubs as well, and it's pretty much universal with clubs across the country. So everything from the Great Outdoors Week to Around the World in 5 Days Week, which each day we focus on a different country, and the kids, we make a snack in the food of that country. We do an art project from that country, some sort of cultural activity, and the kids learn a greeting in the language of that country, so they can at least say hello. But also, we're working. I'm really excited about this. We're taking on a new kind of venture this summer called Summer Brain Gain. It's a program from Boys and Girls Clubs of America, and the idea is that it combats summer brain drain, so the learning loss that kids frequently experience over the summer months, particularly kids who are coming from lower income households, that it seems to be it hits them the hardest. So we're working really hard to incorporate really fun educational elements into all of our programming, with the idea that the kids are going to go back in late August, actually maybe even ahead of the game, and we're having a great time doing it. It's I sort of compare it to like with my daughter sneaking vegetables into, let's say, spinach into the lasagna. So we're sneaking the educational stuff into really fun activities, and it's going great. We're thrilled.
Fantastic. So when did you start?
When did I start?
Why am I the only one clapping? Everybody claps. Everybody claps when I clap. How long have you been in the job for?
Since mid-February.
Nice. Okay. Are you from Santa Barbara?
Not originally. And actually, funnily enough, Michael and I and my predecessor, Carolyn Brown, all came from, not originally from Michael, but from the very same little county in Washington State, Whatcom County, about 250,000 people, all three of us from there, running Boys and Girls Clubs here in Santa Barbara. It's like a direct pipeline. Yeah, and when I eventually leave my job, in order to even get an interview from my position, you will have to go live in Whatcom County for at least a year before we'll even talk to you.
Well, I just so appreciate you stopping by here today. I'm inviting you back.
My pleasure.
You could bring some kids with you next time around.
Absolutely.
All right, but it's that time. It's that time to say goodbye. Santa Barbara, we love you. There's not a better place on the planet to live. Be kind. God bless. See you next week.